So my brothers and my sisters, we again to say welcome back again. And just to continue to thank you for your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, and your prayers. In Psalm 18 and verse 6, and we are dealing with the subject, Song of Victory. So here we see in verse 6, where David said, "In my distress I call upon Yahuwah, and he heard my cry." Is that, he called upon him. He cried unto him, and he heard my voice, and he did out of his temple. I want to notice here the word temple, Hekel. We talked about that before in the last session. But it's a palace, it's a place. And my brothers and sisters, I'm repeating this because I want us to understand the point here. Yahuwah is not in some building over there. David is saying that he called unto Yahuwah from his dwelling place. Okay? Now, my brothers and my sisters, where is his dwelling place? We refer to that as heaven, right? That's where he dwells, is heaven. So he dwells in me. He said our bodies, the temple, we who are righteous, we who have been set apart, our bodies are the temple. That means he lives in us. He dwells in us. Hekel, palace or temple. Praise his holy name. And my brothers and my sisters, he wants to live in us. He wants to dwell in us. He wants to dwell in us. Okay, so he said, I cried unto my Elohim, and he heard me out of his temple. And he said, my cry came before him, even to his ears. The word ears here in the Hebrew, Aleph, ears, and ozen. Ozen is the Hebrew word. Ozen. It is Aleph, Zayin, and Nun. And this word here is basically an ear. Ozen, an ear. And what it's saying is like advertising something here, audience, displease. Sometimes this word is used in a great variety of applications. So you're going to hear some words that don't seem like it's all about the ear. But ear, hearing, show, this word comes from another Hebrew word here, azan, mean broadness. That is concrete. The ear from its form in man, okay? That's just the ears, okay? Advertise, audience, displease, ear, hearing, show, give or to perceive, the word heart, from hearken, you hear it, you use the ears to hear, okay? And it said, even to his ear, my brother, the cry that he made, sincere cry to Yahuwah, even to his ear, he hears it, And he heard what we said. When we're calling, he hears it, By implication, it means that's a listen. He listens. He perceives, he hears. The word hears also means hearken. Hearken unto my cry. That is, he hears me, listen to me. Praise his name. In verse 7, listen what he said in verse 7. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. Okay. So, my brothers and sisters, you can't see. You can't see. But when enemy comes up against us, Yahuwah, he does marvelously. He does things that you and I cannot understand. You don't know how many people he shut down, he knocked down. Because you didn't see when he knocked them down. Sometimes you heard about some people who probably were, your enemies, and you kept wondering, what did I do to become their enemies? Later on, you hear that they've been knocked down. You see, Yahuwah used different agents. You have angels, my brothers and sisters, to take care of us, to protect us. They fight our battles. So when they do something to you, you don't have to really return it physically. You just trust Yahuwah. Pray, my brother and sister, call out to him. Call out to Yahuwah. Call out to him. A couple of years ago, I'm going to tell you, and no bragging, I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you how I operate, even in ministry. Even in ministry. I was working at a convention, Florida Baptist Convention, as a missionary. I just started, probably it wasn't very long, serving as a missionary. But at the same time, I was pastoring a church, staff, because I was a church planter, so I started churches. But this particular church was an established church that I got. Before I started being a missionary, I got it. It was turned over to me. And it was a mixed congregation, at the time it was a mixed congregation. My family and a couple other black people were there, but it was basically a white congregation. Okay. And of course, some of those members didn't stay long because they have people pulling and tugging, you can't stay in that church, it's a black church, whatever. But anyway, I have a couple young men that I was mentoring. And before we move into the building, just before we move into that particular building, we were meeting at a big storefront, in a shopping center. We had rented. It used to be a big pharmacy. And it was called Eckerd Pharmacy in Jacksonville. And we were meeting in a place called Sherwood Forest. And so anyway, when this building came available for us, it was in the Brentwood area, Jacksonville, north side of Jacksonville. Just about a mile from the Gateway Shopping Center, which was the big shopping center at the time. So, anyway, this young man, they find ways of, trying to tug at you, and, you give them a chance. I'm training them, to preach and to do different things and to do ministry. So anyway, the day when they were getting ready to turn the building over to us, the property over to us, a deacon from that church, the chairman of deacon, called me, wanted to meet me there. So my secretary, she was trying to say she could get it for her son. Our son was in Texas at the time. I was trying to get him a ministry. So she told this young man, right, that I was going to meet with the chairman of deacon. So this young man came. And the chairman of deacon was kind of shocked because he said, he didn't know that I was bringing a group. We said, no, I wasn't bringing a group. Apparently the secretary told him that I was coming, so, anyway, he came. So he went up into the pulpit, right in front of this man. And he held on to he was up there like he was going to preach. And he made a statement, he said, Brother Josh, you have completed your ministry, you can go now. And for some reason, I was shocked when he said it, but the thought that came out, the word that came out, he said, no, I have not completed it yet, I'm just starting. But he tried a couple other ways, he tried a couple other things, to get at me, try to get at me. And, he wanted to holler and scream when the preacher me said, no, we don't do that right here, so we're going to teach the word so the people can hear the word. Because our people are ignorant for the word. They're hungry and they're ignorant, so we just want to let them hear the word. And he said to me one night, he had a big Bible study. It was the biggest Bible study I've ever had for a long time. And I told him, said, no, we didn't want any whooping and hollering. I want teaching. And he said, I can't come from Jamaica and tell him how to do church. He said, well, if you're going to work with me in here, you're going to teach the word. I don't want to hear no foolishness. So he tried so many different times. I tell you, I'm just saying all this to say, while they're doing evil at me, and I'm loving them and showing them kindness, he has a job. And he like to be, like I said, he like to be big boss, So he had this job. It was a check cashing place where, he was the supervisor. Well, what happened at that place? A couple of the people I work with along with him embezzled some money. Who is responsible? He is. And he had to leave that job because somebody embezzled money. And he was in charge. He didn't take the money, but somebody else did. He lost a nice job. He found another job that was like to be a rent a car. He stayed there for a couple of weeks. They found another white guy who was competent to take the job, even though he was not as competent as he was. He left the job. Couldn't keep the job. He went to Orlando for another job, same thing, and it just kept going on until finally he was playing basketball on the basketball court and he had a heart attack. He never died at one, but the second one killed him. All the time, he's fighting me. Have stuff on his mind. My brothers, my sisters, when you have things in your heart against someone, you have to be careful. That thing will eat you up. Don't do it. Don't do it, my brothers. Cry out to Yahuwah. They were involved in putting stuff in my tire. My brothers, my sisters, some things that I experienced in ministry, in church ministry, Christian ministry. Well, Christians are, they put stuff that my tire blew out on the highway. when to take the tire to, the man came to fix this, and also somebody cut this tire, see the slice and then start cutting from here down. Things that they did. Quote Christian and quote Christian. So some of the stuff that they did. So I experienced some of the things that David, and they have a whole lot more stuff I could tell you. A lot more stuff I could tell you. A lot more stuff. But that's right now. I'm just going to give that. That's just an illustration to tell you that when you cry out to Yahuwah, He can come to your rescue. He has His angels. They come to your rescue. Then He said the earth shook at the things that Yahuwah does. At His voice. When He speaks, the earth trembled. Earth shook and trembled. It said the foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken because He was wroth. Don't touch Yahuwah's children. Do not touch Yahuwah's children. Yahuwah will deal with you. The earth here is the word eret, eretz, earth or land. Aleph, Resh, and Tav. Ereth. And this, my brothers and my sisters, dealing with the earth or the land. The earth shook and trembled. Common country, earth, field, ground, land, nations, way. When Yahuwah speaks, my brother, my sister. This comes from an unused root, probably meaning to be firm. As firm as the earth is, when Yahuwah speaks, it shook. At large or particularly land, a common country, earth, a field, or the ground, land. And Yahuwah said the earth shook. This is his word here. Earth shook. Wilderness, the world. Praise His holy name. Then the earth shook. Look at the word shook there. Ga'ash is the Hebrew word. Ga'ash. Gimel, Ayin, and Shin. Ga'ash. And when they talk about here, shook is the same, similar, almost similar to the earth shaking. Gosh, because they say it's to shake or to quake. The earth shook. Gosh. It trembled. The foundation also of the hill is removed, were shaken because He was wroth. Move, shake, toss, trouble. Primitive root, to agitate or violently move, shake, toss, trouble at the voice, at the sound of Yahuwah's voice. Do you remember when they were up in the mountain, when Moses went up in the mountain and Yahuwah spoke? The whole mountainside was filled with smoke, and at His voice, the word shook. The people said, no. Moshe, don't let Yahweh speak to us. Let Him speak to you, and you tell us what to do. We'll do it. So then the earth shook and trembled. Look at the word tremble. is the same as shook, same word, tremble. Ra'ash, quake, shake, same. Because of it, he was wrong. And this one, Resh, Ayin, and Shin. Rash, or shake, make afraid, move, quake, make to shake, make to tremble. Primitive root to undulate, as the earth, the sky, etc. Also the field of grain. Partic through fear, specifically, to spring, as locusts make afraid and remove, make to shake, to tremble. Yes. So, it said, then the earth shook. And we're going to stop here and come back. Praise his name. We're going to come back to verse 7. We wanted to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.